Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus, welcome. I'm David, and this is Warriors of Light Astro Tarot. I'm doing a heart spread. A little different this week. Instead of looking at romantic love exactly, using the heart spread, something I like to do periodically. Here we're looking at the one that you can't get out of your head, this one that you can't get off your mind. Most of us do have this one. I do. And I can't say, she's on my mind every day now, but I have someone that would fit this bill. And so what I want to say is, like, even if you're married and happily married and you have a great relationship, it could be relevant for you. Because I think often that this person, this energy, it speaks to something about you that's significant. So I'm asking Spirit always in the name of light and love, as so it serves our greatest good. Spirit, help me get some deeper insight into this, and not just describe the situation, okay? I'll read this a little bit. We'll go along. The first thing I noticed with this is the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Cups. So immediately I knew this is about walking away emotionally from this energy. And it hasn't been the Cancer reading just yesterday or day before, missed a day. It was the first time, and it's unusual with this reading where I said, like, you need to go stalk this person and get them back, and there's reasons for that. But that's not the case here. You're walking away emotionally. So, and you're coming in with the Ten of Pentacles. So if this is your reading too, I want to get it out there. You're solid. It's one of the best cards in the deck. This shows you where you're at in terms of love, romance, and relationships. And so you might be married. If not, you're very solid. You're not a desperate person or anything like that. And I think what this Three of Swords indicates is this person, it's tricky here with this reading. This could indicate the wound that you had from the loss of this relationship. It's typically not a relationship you're going to be in. Or it could be that when the relationship came up, the person, possibly both of you, but definitely your person, was dealing with heartache themselves. And I think maybe one of the big things about why this didn't work, for myself, when I look back at this kind of one, the one, and there's another one now after many years, which surprises me, but really there was a reason why it didn't work, like specifically. But when I look back, there were things about us that didn't work. Particularly because I have a relationship that does work, I can really see now that even if she hadn't had a husband that died 2 years earlier and really wasn't ready for any relationship, I was killing myself for a long time. That's why it didn't work. But I think really it didn't work because there's as an astrologer does synastry, I average art. So I began to just allow myself to open up and see, and that it just didn't work because it wasn't working. There's reasons for that, and part of, I think, if you're into tarot and you're a spiritual person, is just trusting. Like, if something didn't work, instead of shaking our fist at it, go, I may not understand it, but if it didn't work and I trust in the process, must be a reason. So here we're trying to get at that reason. But it may have been too, they just were emotionally involved in a relationship and they didn't have closure with it, so they're bringing that energy in. And the fact that you're coming up with a Ten of Pentacles, it kind of makes me feel like it was them that was like this. Now, in this deck, it's the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, by the way. It's this card is a little bit different. Even if you read the interpretation, it's a little different from your normal interpretation of the Moon card. And really, it's kind of just, this is pining away, deep emotion. So tells me this is a lot to walk away from. With the Hierophant being there too, it could be a couple things. And number one is, there was for them a rigidity. And this may or may not have been overt. It could have been covert around religion, dogma, possibly, that affected things. Maybe if you kind of think about it, I'm asking Spirit to give us guidance. Maybe if you look really at it, once you get past the romance, or maybe you never got there, if you were with them and you got past the romance, maybe you would find that they're a type of religiosity, maybe. That's kind of what it is. Maybe you're spiritual, they would have had religiosity, and that maybe wouldn't have worked. Another thing comes to mind, Energy here, they could have been in a marriage, and maybe this was an affair. Obviously, you would know that. Or they could have been in a marriage and it was very bad, but yet they were in a marriage. So it kind of, or they were out of a marriage, and I know someone just like this, but they might as well be in because it's constantly in their thoughts. Like, it's like whether it was a year ago or a month ago or 10 years ago, to them it's just stabbing at them at their heart every day, right? Um, these are the cards of how you feel about them and how they feel about you. This is Spirit's advice for you in this relationship, their advice for the person. And in this kind of reading, these two cards are not so much about advice for this person, but now this is all your advice. So we're actually reading these as if we're pulling a two-card reading here with the Queen of Cups and here with the Nine of Swords. When you take the Queen of Cups and Nine of Swords, and she's coming under this Moon card, really this is advice from Spirit, guys, and your issue is going to be you're going to emotionally walk away, which I think might be difficult to do, although you are a strong Leo. You need to really use this whole thing and recognize that you do have this emotional strength. Maybe out of this you learn a lesson where it helps you really kind of master your own emotions, the depths of your own emotions. With the Moon and the Queen of Cups, really going into the depths of your own emotions. Even could mean from this there was some dark night of the soul thing or a mini dark night of the soul involved here with this, which is because, when you get the Eight of Cups, yes, it's walking away, but this is fuck all hard. I relate with my thing. It's like, yeah, you walk away, but it's not easy. It's like you gotta like just take your heart out of your chest and walk away with it in your hands. So I think that's what that's about. And the Nine of Swords is just about if there was any energy of Nine of Swords energy, which is waking up at night, not being able to sleep, thinking about it. Nine of Swords too is like, what could I have done differently? What if I had done this? What if I had done that? And coming under the Hierophant here, it's kind of why I did that first interpretation of the Hierophant, because that could be like, if you stop and look at it, there really is nothing you could have done differently. Maybe there was a fundamental mismatch that you missed due to the fact that you were so pining away in love with this person, that kind of energy. Now here we have the advice from Spirit, this in the position of the relationship as a whole and then the outcome. So again, in this reading becomes a little bit different than in a love reading for me. But I think the heart spread that I made up and used is very versatile. I can use it in many different situations. Pretty much anything that has to do really with a relationship of any kind. So this is a wonderful energy, first of all. For me, having the Star card and having the Fool together, Major Arcana, this is the universe telling you with the Star card that your hopes and dreams and wishes lie in you taking a chance. And it is not a chance. Mercury retrograde is over. It's over today. So it's not a chance of calling this person back up and revisiting this. You're walking away, remember. That's important. So it lies in you walking away from this emotionally, detaching, learning your lessons, detaching from any Nine of Swords energy and becoming strong here with this Queen of Cups energy. And realizing that the universe, this is just my belief, but I've been at this a while, and thousands of readings for people at astrology more than anything. We really go in deep and long interviews, and I am here to tell you there are more than one soulmate. There just is. Maybe there's a quiver of them just waiting to be shot at us, right, by Cupid. But if we're hung up on a soulmate, it's like there's no runway for the new one to land on. And so that means, guys, this is a straight up promise. If you let this go, like the second you let this go, it's like, boom, the universe is like, oh, thank God they let it go. And then, boom, your new soulmate or this soulmate comes in and just wham, lands right in front of you on the runway. And there it is. And I'm getting the feeling in my body of like a quick response here. It's like just as soon as you emotionally let this go, boom, here comes this new one, guys. Thank you.